everyone, this exercise is going to be on good string crossing and finger preparedness, just like you're going to find in Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star, and then other songs later in Suzuki Book 1. So, the first thing that we want to focus on is, while doing this exercise, we always want to maintain good posture. We want to feel comfortable. We want to feel natural. We don't want to have a lot of tension. We want to have good intonation. We want it to sound good. We want it to be in the tune. We want it to be the right note. And we want good tone. We don't want our bow squeaking or anything like that. So do these exercises as you are able to maintain those three things. We are always seeking to maintain those three things. Once you are comfortable with those three things and doing the first exercise, you can move on to exercise 2 and 3, where I add in the metronome, so that we are not only making that string crossing properly, but we're making it in time, just like we would in the song. So the first thing we're going to focus on, what is the goal of this exercise? The goal of this exercise is to be able to move from the open E string to the A string, landing all three fingers down in their proper playing position. So what we want is we want it to be in tune. So we want to make sure our fingers are where they need to be. So if you have tape and you're not sure what your hand should look like, start by just placing down that first finger, second finger while holding down the first, and then third finger. Once you have all those fingers in place, your fingers should be curved like this. None of them should be flattened like that or really strained. We shouldn't have our palm gripping or our thumb gripping. We want just enough pressure to depress the string down to the fingerboard, but not so much that our hand is tight. So you'll see my hand is able to move. That's an exercise you can do too. Once you have all three fingers down, just wiggle your arm around, wiggle your fingers while keeping those fingers down on the string. Once you feel comfortable with that, you're slowly going to lift all three fingers off the string and then down. Lift and then down. Once you are comfortable with that, you add in the bow. Open E, no fingers are down. All three fingers down in the A, move the bow to the A. Back to the E, fingers are up. Fingers are down, bow switches. We always make sure our bow is on the string it needs to be, so we get that good sound. We don't want to be playing two strings at the same time, and we want to make sure our fingers are on the right string and that they are fully lifted before we do that open E, so we don't get any squeaking. So that's going to be the first exercise. Once you get comfortable with that, we're going to add in the metronome. The second exercise, you'll have a metronome and you'll have a beat in between. So let's see what that looks like now. I have my metronome set to 72 BPM. We're going to start on the open E, have those fingers in position. Make sure they're in position before you even start this exercise. That is the main goal. But they're not touching the string, they're just slightly hovering above. Rest. 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 Now I'm saying rest, but you're not really resting. What you're doing is you're using that time of rest to prepare the fingers and the bow. And try to have the fingers and the bow ready on the beat. Ready? Ready? You're just using that extra time with that beat to make sure everything's right, to make sure your bow's in position, your fingers are in position. Now this is at 72 BPM. If you're ready to do this exercise, but that's a little too fast, you can always take it down a little bit. Once you have mastered this, again, you should do this 10 times a day until it is so natural you don't even have to think about it. Once it's so natural you don't even have to think about it, you move on to exercise 3. So exercise 3, same thing. Our fingers are ready. They're just hovering above the A string. 2, 3, 4. Again, 10 times. So the only difference is you are actually playing each note on the beat without a rest. Those fingers are prepared and ready. The third exercise, you will do that 10 times every day until it feels natural. If it does not feel natural, you can take down the BPM, or you can go back to exercise 2 and continue to practice that, getting those fingers and that bow ready and in place while you have a beat. I hope you enjoy this exercise and it helps you a lot. Have a great day.